So, jury, the 12 of you have the most intense decision. The 12 of you have to decide whether Caitlin Earhartson is guilty or not guilty. After the trial is over, you will take into consideration all the evidence and unanimously decide whether she's guilty or not guilty.
Hello, I'm Harold, and I have been selected to be the foreperson. I will lead the other jurors through their deliberations, and at the end of the trial will inform the court of its verdict.
I am the Crown, and I am here to prove that Caitlin Earhartson is guilty beyond reasonable doubt, and I have my evidence here to prove it. Okay, my lady, if you turn to page 123, Part A, Section 2, you will see that we have a picture of an arrow. That arrow has a fingerprint on it, and if you turn the page, you will see that that fingerprint we sent to the lab for DNA analysis, and we found out that the DNA turned out to be a match with Caitlin Earhartson. Also, because she is a jock type person, and Courtney Ager was the more, as we like to call it, nerdy type, there has most likely been bullying in the past by Caitlin Earhartson.
Objection, my lady. My friend's character evidence is false. Caitlin was found doing 30 minutes of community service as the time that this took place.
My lady, I would like to go into direct examination now. I would like to call up Annie LeClaire as my witness. Annie, can you please describe the scene of the crime?
Yes, I walked around the corner and I found the body lying in the middle of the hall.
Was there anything in the body?
There was an arrow in the left arm.
Okay.
Would you like to cross-examine the witness?
Yes, my lady, I have a few questions. Were you at the scene of the crime when it took place? No, I did not see the crime take place. Was Caitlin at the scene of the crime when you were there? No, Caitlin was not at the scene of the crime when I was there. Was anybody else at the crime scene when you were there? No, there was nobody else there. There are no further questions, my lady. My lady, I would like a motion for dismissal, as nobody saw Caitlin at this crime scene.
I dismiss that motion. There is still evidence to be examined. Let us continue.
My lady, I'd like to call upon my witness, Caitlin. Caitlin, you were reported that you were on the field with a bow and arrow at the time of the crime. Is this true? Please explain yourself.
Yes, I teach an archery class at the school.
Okay, and is this a weekly thing?
Yes, every Monday, Wednesday, sometimes Fridays.
Okay, thank you for your statements.
Would you like to cross-examine the witness?
No, thank you, my lady, but I would like to review.
You are excused.
Thanks, my lady.
The evidence my friend has presented is contradicting my evidence because in page 123, Part B, you will see that there's a time record of Caitlin. In my time records, it shows that Caitlin on Monday and Wednesdays and sometimes Fridays, that she teaches the kids around 3:30 till 4. In our DNA notes and analyzation of the crime, it says that the crime took place around 4:30.
The defense, state your closing argument.
Yes, my lady. Caitlin is not guilty because she was not found at the crime scene.
Caitlin is guilty because the time that she was at her archery lesson was nowhere near the time that the scene of the crime ended, so she could have been placed at the scene of the crime. Also, the DNA evidence states that Caitlin had the arrow in her possession. Thank you, that's all I have to say.
So, jury, you've heard from both sides of the case. So now it's your turn to consider the evidence and take into consideration of what the witnesses and what the evidence has shown. Go and have a unanimous decision and come back with a verdict of whether Caitlin Earhartson is guilty or not guilty. You're dismissed.
After much consideration, we, the 12 jurors, have found the accused Caitlin Earhartson guilty.
I ask for the jury to be polled.
We agree!
The evidence is clear. There will not be an appeal for this case.
Caitlin, you are convicted for murder. Please come with me.
I'm innocent. I didn't do it, Mom.